शरीरं सुरूपं यथा वा कलत्रं यशश्चारुचित्रं धनं मेरुतुल्यं मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् कलत्रं धनं पुत्रपौत्रादि सर्वं गृहं बान्धवा सर्वमेतद्विजातं मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् षडङ्गादिवेदो मुखे शास्त्रविद्या कवित्वादिगद्यं सुपद्यं करोति मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् विदेशेषु मान्यस्वदेशेषु धन्यः सदाचारवृत्तेषु मत्तो न चान्यः मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् क्षमामण्डले भूपभूपालवृन्दैः सदा सेवितं यस्य पादारविन्दम् मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् यशो मे गतं दिक्षु दानप्रतापात् जगद्वस्तु सर्वं करे यत्प्रसादात् मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् न भोगो न योगो न वा वाजिराजो न कान्तामुखेनैव वित्तेषु चित्तम् मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् अरण्ये न वा स्वस्य गेहे न कार्ये न देहे मनो वर्तते मे त्वनर्घे मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम् अनर्घ्याणि रत्नानि मुक्तानि सम्यक् समालिङ्गिता कामिनी यामिनीषु मनश्चेन्न लग्नं गुरोरङ्घ्रिपद्मे ततः किं ततः किं ततः किं ततः किम्
सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं Namami Bhagavad-pāda Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankarāchāryam Keshavam Bādarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Vedo nityamādhiyatam taduditam karma svanushఠīyatam tene shasya vidhiyatam apachitihi kamye matistyajatam pāpaughav paridhūyatam bhavasukhe dosho nusandhiyatam atmecha vyavasiyatam nijagruhat turnam vinirgamyatam sangatsatsu vidhiyatam bhagavato bhaktirdridhadhiyatam shantyadif parichiyatam dridhataram karmashu santyajyatam pratidinam tatpaduka sevyatam brahmaikaksharamarthyatam shrutishiro vakyam samakarnyatam vakyarthascha vicharyatam Shrutishirah pakshas samashriyatam dustarkatsu viramyatam Shrutimatastarko nusandhiyatam brahmasmiti vibhavyatam aharahar garvav parityajyatam deheham matirujyatam buddhajanairbhādav pare kshudvyādhischa cikitsyatam pratidinam bhikṣaushadham bhujyatam svādvannam nato yācyatam vidhivashat prāptena santushyatam shītoshnādi vishahyatam Natu vritha vakyam samucchāryatam audāsīnyam abhīpsyatam janakripā naishthuryamutsrajyatam ekante sukhamāsyatam paratare cetas samadhiyatam purnātmāsu samīksyatam jagadidam tadbādhitam drisyatam prakarma pravilāpyatam chitibalānnāpyuttarai shlishyatam dham tviha bhujyatam atha para brahmātmana sthiyatam. So Bhagwan Shankarāchārya ji in Sadhana Panchakam gives a step-by-step method of self-realization. So first of all, in the Brahmacharya ashrama, one must study the Vedas, gain the knowledge. And then in Grihastha ashrama, what you concentrate is on Chitta Shuddhi, purity of mind. How do you gain that purity of mind? By performing all duties as a worship of the Lord. After Grihasthashrama, one has to sequentially enter into Vanaprastha-ashrama. There, more and more focus is upon, you have lot of time for spirituality, and there you develop along with Chitta Shuddhi, Chitta Ekagrata, single pointedness of mind. And then after Vanaprastha-ashrama, one enters into Sannyāsa-ashrama. So in Sannyāsa-ashrama, what do? You fully involve yourselves for spiritual practice. And what are the spiritual practices involved in Sannyāsa-ashrama? Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyāsanam. So what happens in Shravana? You listen to the scriptures from the realized masters. You come to know what actually is spirituality. And what is that spirituality? The whole of spirituality is nothing but trying to know oneself. Because all our suffering is because we don't know ourselves. We think we are the body, but the scriptures say you are not the body, you are Satchit Ananda Atma. Know yourself to be infinite, immortal consciousness. This you are. In short, you are none other than God. As long as this knowledge is not gained, sufferings cannot be avoided. All the suffering is because of limitations. And no one likes limitation because we are limitless. Everything we want limitless, isn't it? Happiness we want limitless. Existence we want limitless. Why is the desire in us to have infinity? The desire for infinity is because you are infinite. And this infinity cannot be gained by identifying with the body, because everything related to the body, mind and intellect, they are finite. So the only way is disidentify with the body, identify yourself with the consciousness. This knowledge one gains in Shravanam. After Shravanam, the next stage is Mananam. You naturally have a lot of doubts, and these doubts are cleared using the logic furnished by the scriptures. And once the stage of Mananam is over, doubts are clear, you are convinced about the truth. Now the third stage is Nididhyāsana. So, if the whole thing can be put in single sentence, we can say, Karmayogena Chitta Shuddhihi Upāsanena. Karmayogena, we can say Chitta Shuddhihi or Mala Nivrittihi. The impurities of the mind, they are removed. Karmayogena Mala Nivrittihi Upāsanena Vikshepa Nivrittihi. Vikshepa means the agitations of the mind. Upāsanena, by doing Upāsana. What is Upāsana? Focusing the mind upon the Lord. Maybe with form, maybe without form. So when you focus your mind upon the Supreme Lord, mind learns to focus. The agitations come down. So Karma Yogena Mala Nivrittihi, impurities of the mind, they go away. Upāsanena Vikshepa Nivrittihi Shravanena Ajnana Nivrittihi. The ignorance goes away because you gain the knowledge. Mananena Samshaya Nivrittihi, doubts go away. And Nididhyāsanena Vasana Nivrittihi. So what is the purpose of Nididhyāsanam? You have gained the knowledge, you are convinced about the knowledge, that is also okay. But when you behave in the outer world, the way you respond to the outer situations, that response will be still just like the way you had responded previously, because habitual error will always be there. For a long, long time you have considered yourself to be the body. So even though you are convinced that you are consciousness, but still you behave in the world as though you are this finite, limited body. This is called habitual error. The error you commit because of habit. Not because you don't know, but because of habit. So this habitual error is removed through Nididhyāsanam. This is very important because all our anxiety, fear, worries, etc. will still remain even though you are convinced of the knowledge. That conviction alone will not do. If you want to respond positively to the situations, the whole personality has to undergo transformation. And this transformation happens in Nididhyāsana. Right? So this is the practice. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyāsanam. This is what a Sannyāsī is supposed to do in the Sannyāsa āshrama. This is his main task. Full-time spirituality. Now Bhagavan is giving some instructions, general instructions, which will help you in spirituality. So verse number 4, the first statement. Kshut vyādhischa chikitsyatam. Kshut, hunger. Vyādhi, disease. Chikitsyatam, treat them. So here, kshut itself is one kind of vyādhi. Hunger is a kind of disease. So what do you do for disease? Chikitsyatam, you treat it, isn't it? How do you treat it? Through medicine. Any disease is treated through medicine. Meaning, hunger is a disease, treat it as though it is a disease. So how do you treat a disease? What are the points you keep in mind? Whenever you take medicine, you take it on time, correct? Number 1. Again, you take medicine only when you have a disease. Number 2. Number 3, you take medicine in dosages. Number 4, you don't see the taste of the medicine. Correct? In the same way, you should take food also. Food should be taken on time. Food should be taken when you are really hungry. Food should be taken without bothering about the taste, and food should be taken moderately. Not too much, not too less. So these are all general instructions which must be followed throughout. Natyashnatastu yogosti nachaikantam anashnataha nachati swapnashilasya jagrado naiva charjana. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives this instruction. With respect to food and sleep, be moderate. Yukta-āhāra viharasya yukta-cheshtasya karmasu yukta-supnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkhaha. So the one who is practicing spirituality, as far as food and sleep is concerned, be moderate. Don't overdo. What happens when you eat very less? When you eat very less, when you sit for meditation, your thought will be about food only. So that is called food meditation, not God meditation. Body demands food. Whatever the body needs, give it. Don't pamper the body, but whatever the needs the body has, you must fulfill it. Then only yoga will become dukkhaha, the remover of dukkha, remover of sorrow. So if you overeat, what will happen? You will feel sleepy. Because as Pujya Gurudev used to say, all the blood is utilized to digest the food, no blood is available for the brain. So therefore, you feel sleepy. Eating too much and too less should be avoided. Eat moderately. Now the question is, how will I know how much is moderate? You cannot say this much, because each body is different. Some are 100 kilos, some are 70 kilos, some are 50 kilos, some are 150 kilos. For all of them, you cannot say 2 idli, 2 dosa. No. So therefore, you have to find out whatever it is. Anyway, one of the Yoga Sutra, they say, one of the famous sloka, they say that half of your stomach should be filled with food. 1/4 should be filled with water, and the other quarter should be left for the air movement. Yeah. This is how they should. Now the question is, how will I know how much is half? Trial and error method. That is the only way. Once you eat full, and the next time you eat half. Or, whenever you are comfortable, withdraw. The idea is, by the time you are suppose you have taken breakfast, by that lunch time you should really feel hungry. Then you have eaten moderately. Anyway, there are so many ways. But by trial and error method, you have to find out what is moderate for you. The same thing with sleep also. If you sleep very less, trying to copy the yogis get up at 3 o'clock. I will also start at 3 o'clock. You get up at 3. What happens? At the seat of meditation, the body will, meet the fulfillment. Meet the need. So at the seat of meditation, you sleep. Now you get up fresh. Now you don't know whether you are fresh because you meditated or you slept. Most of the time it is because of sleep only. In meditation, you must be fresh. And you can be fresh only when you have taken sufficient rest. Again, this cannot be prescribed this many hours. You have to find out. Normally, 6, 7, maximum 8 hours of sleep is more than sufficient. Only when you have taken sufficient rest, your mind is fresh enough for higher meditation. So all these bodily requirements must be met properly. Also, the body has to be kept fit. How do you keep fit the body? Through yoga, through pranayama, etc. Through various kinds of exercise, you keep the body fit. Many times the spiritual seekers neglect the body. What do they say? I am not the body. Why should I take care of the body? You may not be the body, but without a fit body, you cannot progress in spirituality. If the body is ailing, if it is sick, your mind will always be thinking about that sickness, thinking about that pain, that suffering. How can the mind which is chained, because the mind is such, whenever there is some kind of uneasiness in the body, the attention of the mind goes there. Then that mind is not available for higher meditation. Unless you are a very advanced seeker. We are talking of beginners. For the beginners, it is always important to take care of the body very well through proper exercise. What is the sign that you have a good health? When you don't feel that there is a body, then you are healthy. Same thing is mind also. When you don't feel that there is a mind, then you have a healthy mind. When you are really suffering, full of worries and anxieties, you really know that there is something called mind. Sign of good health is you feel as though there is no body, there is no mind. So keep your body healthy, keep your mind healthy. So now here 4 instructions are given only on food. Number 1, Kshut Vyadhischa Chikitsatam. Treat this disease called hunger. How to treat? Eat food. How you should eat food? Pratidinam Bhikshā Aushadham Bhujyatam. Every day you must eat. How should you eat food? Eat food like aushadhi. Aushadhi means medicine. Take food like you take medicine. Now here, this instruction is only for sannyasis. What is the instruction? Bhikshā aushadam bhujyatam. It is not for others. A sannyasi should take food as bhiksha. Bhiksha means what? So in the olden days, the sannyasis used to go house to house begging food. Right? Now why was such a system made? Such a system is made in order to make the spiritual fire strong. How can taking bhiksha help us in spirituality? Now what do you do in bhiksha? So normally the sannyasi goes. Bhavati bhiksham dehi. He asks. Whoever is the mother of that house, the lady of the house, he just goes there. And the rule is you must go to only 5 houses, not more. Again, the rule is you must not visit the same house again and again. So number 1, when you beg something, you have to be humble. This is number 1. You cannot beg something with arrogance. So in order to inculcate the value of humility, this bhiksha system is enforced upon sannyasis. Number 2, many times it is possible that the person who gives Bhiksha, he may not give, but he will abuse using harsh words. He will say, you are so healthy, why can't you work hard and eat? Why are you begging? Harsh words are used, abusive words are used, and the sannyasi is supposed to accept them as prasad from God. Never having any kind of feeling of revenge, hatred, anger, no. So actually sannyasi is testing himself. When such abusive words come, am I reacting to it? Is my ego getting hurt? Now what is the proof that I am having ego? Whenever someone insults me, I will feel bad. If you are feeling bad when someone insults you, understand it is not the fault of the person, it is my own fault, because my ego is getting hurt. When others don't respect me, if I am hurt, don't blame that person, blame oneself. A person who has ego can never have peace of mind. In the society we find, a person who has minimum ego can adjust with anyone, anywhere. Have you seen these doors? Sometimes it cracks. What do you call that? Creaking sound it makes. So what do? You apply oil, right? Creaking sounds are made by egoistic personalities in the society. All creaking sounds are made by egoistic personalities. But the moment the oil gets in there, now see the attitude of the oil. If there is space, I will go. If there is no space, I withdraw. The readiness to adjust to the surroundings. This is the one quality of the oil. And the moment the oil enters, all problems are solved. Isn't it? In the same way, the person who has sublimated the ego, kept it at the minimum level, will never blame others for his own disturbance. Whenever I am disturbed, understand it is the ego which is causing the disturbance. So how will I know whether I have ego or not? Expose yourself to such situations where your ego will be poked. And this is one beautiful place. You go for food, especially to houses where you know that person is an atheist, he doesn't believe in. Swami Shivanji Maharaj used to do that. He used to select houses where there is a possibility of getting harsh words, abusive words. He used to go there. And then, whenever they used to use harsh words, he just looks within. Am I reacting to it? It's a test. It's a litmus test. You need lot of courage for it. You need lot of preparation of the mind. As far as a sannyasi is concerned, he can do it because he has gone through all those initial preparatory stages. So therefore, he can take up that risk. So even when that harsh words are heard, he remains unagitated. Not only that he remains unagitated, whoever is showering those harsh words, he will in turn bless them and come. Oh Lord, bless them. See that heart of a sannyasi. Such maturity is there. Such purity is there. Such love is there. Compassion is there. Forgiveness is there. When your heart has got such virtues in full measure, then the world cannot dictate terms to you. Your peace of mind will remain ever with you. No one can take the peace of mind from you. Bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. Many times what happens when the sannyasis go for bhiksha, the condition is only 5 houses. It is possible that in all the 5 houses you may not get anything. So then what will the sannyasi do? Bhagwan, today is Ekadashi. That's all. No complaint. See? Total trust on God. Bhagwan, if I am living, it is because of you. If you want to keep me alive, you decide. Now see, just imagine what will happen to that sannyasi, what happens to his devotion. He doesn't depend on anyone for anything. He solely depends on God and God alone. And of course, God takes care of such devotees. And when you start seeing such response from the world, your devotion also becomes It increases, intensifies. Right? These are all the purpose for which Sannyāsis are asked to take Bhikshā. Remember, these Sannyāsis can very well, there are Rajas and Maharajas ready to serve them. He can very well have food from one house, and that too excellent food, the best, because people are ready to serve. There are great devotees, there are great devotee householders who may even say, Swamiji, you have food at our house only, you need not go anywhere. In fact, we will build a kutia for you. You remain there, do your sadhana. We are ready to take care of you. Don't have to go here and there. But even then, that sannyasi won't go. Because the purpose of Bhikshā is not mere getting food. Food you will get anywhere. But there are so many qualities which one can cultivate because of this practice. So Bhagavan Shankarāchārya says, may that sannyasi eat bhikshaushadham. And remember, one more important thing about bhikshaushadham is, you really don't know what you are going to get. And many times you may get what you don't like. Correct? At home you can dictate terms to your wife. Make this, I like this. And she will make it for you. But as a sannyasi, you will have to eat whatever is served. You will have to eat how much ever it is served. No complaint, no grumbling. So this way you gain control over your mind also. Lot of benefits are there. Bhikshaushadham bhujyatam. And what is the next instruction? Swadvannam natu yachyatam. Don't beg. Swadu annam means tasty food. Even when you beg, whatever is given to you, accept with prasada buddhi. Whatever comes, Bhagavan, you have given. Bas. Don't beg for tasty food. Even though they are ready, very much ready to make it for you, no. Whatever is in your plate, eat it. It's a discipline. So these are all the control for the tongue, because tongue can play the role of a villain in spirituality. These are all tongue control. It may be a very small thing, but it can dictate terms to you. Swadvannam natu yachatam vidhivashat praptena santushyatam. Be totally contented. Santushyatam. Vidhivashat praptena. Whatever comes to you as your prārabdha, as your fate. Whatever comes to you, accept it with full contentment. Accept it with prasāda buddhi. Remember, it is not only true for just food, it is true with everything in life. Such a person who has this prasāda buddhi, he will be at peace all the time. His peace cannot be disturbed by any means. This is the way to live. Yes. And then next instruction. So you can see 4 instructions are given on tongue control. Shrudvyādhischa chikitsyatam, bhikshaushadam bhujyatam, swadvannam natu yachyatam, vidhivashat praptena santushyatam. 4 instructions penned only for tongue. Because, see, the sannyasis have only, there is only one field where he can indulge, and that is food. That is the only pleasure allowed for a sannyasi. So therefore, Bhagavan gives so much of, caution. Right. Now here one more thing has to be taken care. When the body is sick, what to do? So, kshud vyādhischa. So second meaning is, even when the body is sick, chikitsyatam, take care of it. Don't neglect your body. When it is sick, provide whatever medicine has to be given. Don't say, I will not give medicine. Let God take care. All those things you don't do. Use common sense. But suppose there is a disease which cannot be cured, then accept it as Bhagavan's prasad. If there is a cure, cure it. If there is no cure, even then your state of mind should not be disturbed. Let God decide. This way one must live. This instrument belongs to God. Let Him decide whether this instrument be kept alive or not. I am just a caretaker of this instrument. This is the attitude. Instrument belongs to Him. Who am I? I am only a caretaker. For some 60, 70 years, I have been given the responsibility to take care of this body, clean this body, feed this body, etc. See, this is the attitude. Right, what is the next one? Shītoshnādi vishahyatam. Vishahyatam, endure. What? Shīta, Ushna, Adi. So what are the all pairs of opposites? Shīta, Ushna means the pairs of opposites which come to us unasked. Shīta, Ushna, cold and heat, etc. Now, Vishahyatam, you should endure, doesn't mean that you jump into cold water and then, that is not the point. That which comes unasked, that has to be understood. So, what are the pairs of opposites in life? Shita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukha, joys and sorrows, Mana, Apamana, honor, dishonor, Labha, Nashta, profit, loss. All these are pairs of opposite. And in life, everyone has to go through this. The ups and downs of life. Because everyone has come here with some kind of punya, some papa. Even the greatest sinner might have done some punya. Even the greatest saint might have done some papa. So everyone comes here with a mixture of this. So whenever your punya karma phala comes, something good happens to you. Whenever the papa karma phala comes, something bad happens to you. But what about the sannyasi? He is not disturbed at all. For him, peace, joy, everything comes from God alone, not from the situations. Since his mind is riveted in God, he doesn't bother much about changing the outer situations in order to become happy. When our hold on to the God is weak, we try our maximum to change the situation so that we can be happy. And we become miserable when we are not able to change the situation. Right? Parents try their level best to change the children. And when they are not available for molding, they become miserable. Correct? So this way, the unintelligent ones, they put their 100% energy in changing the situations. Whereas the wise person, what does he do? If he finds that he cannot change the situation, he accepts it, endures it, doesn't complain about it. Shītoshnādi vishahyatam. This is nothing but titikshā. Natu vritha vakyam samucchāryatam. Again comes back to tongue. Now the role of the tongue is not tasting, it is about talking. So for the talking tongue, one instruction. Natu vritha vakyam samucchāryatam. Don't talk unnecessarily. Vritha vakyam. So in Bhagavad Gita, there is a tapas, an austerity. It's called Vāṅmaya tapas. Austerity at the level of speech. So when should you speak? How should you speak? What should be the content of your speech? So it is said, Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. What are the conditions? Anudvegakaram vakyam. When you speak, let it not agitate or disturb the mind of others. Such words only you should speak. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam. It should be truth. Priyam. It should be pleasing. Hitam. It should be good for that person. So when you speak something, ensure that because of your speech, somebody is going to get benefited. And also, let it not disturb others, misguide others. And also ensure that whatever you speak the truth. Then that is called austerity in speech. There's a very famous, Subhashitam. It says, Jihvagre vartate lakshmi, Jihvagre mitra bandhavaha, Jihvagre bandhanam prapti, jihvagre maranam dhruvam. Jihva agre, at the tip of the tongue lies Lakshmi. At the tip of the tongue lies friends and relatives. At the tip of the tongue lies bandhanam, bondage and liberation. And at the tip of the tongue, maranam dhruvam, lies your death also. So speak carefully, that is the whole point. Now here, Bhagavan Shankarāchārya says, Natu vritha vakyam samuccharyata. Don't talk unnecessarily. Now we'll see why we talk unnecessarily. Where are the instances where we normally talk unnecessarily? Number one, for consolation. When do we talk? Whenever the sorrow is too much, you feel like sharing it with others. Right? You expect some kind of sympathy from them, some pity from them. So you tell, what all things I have done for that person. That person never even thanked me. So when that other person says, yeah, you are really a nice person. What a pity. That such a good person like you should suffer. Then you feel nice. You understand? This is called consolation. You seek consolation from others. Some kind of sorrow is there. When it is shared, you feel nice. A real sannyasi will not do it. He will not seek consolation from others, because the moment you seek consolation from others, you become a slave of others. Because somebody is giving you peace of mind, you want the company of that person. You are bound to that person. So what does a sannyasi do when he is disturbed? When I say sannyasi, understand, a spiritual seeker. So what does he do when there is sorrow? He will take that problem to God. There is nobody who can really solve your problem other than God. There is nobody who can really give peace of mind other than God. So therefore, whenever he struggles, whenever he suffers, he remains quiet. It is okay for worldly people, but for a spiritual seeker, he will never seek consolation from others. Two major disadvantages. Number one, it is a wonderful opportunity to build my relationship with God. I am missing it the moment I seek consolation from others. Number two, the moment I seek consolation from others, I become bound to that person. I become a slave. I become a slave of the world. So therefore, natu vritha vakyam. It is a vritha vakyam for a spiritual seeker. Number two. So one is consolation. What is the second one? We speak because whenever you speak about something, what happens is your mind for the time being get distracted from the personal problems. Have you seen old people and all gathering together and talking about this and that, etc.? Why do they come and talk, gossip? They get some relief. Why do they get relief? For some time when you are talking about all these national, international issues, etc., what is happening is mind is away from personal problems. And when the mind is away from personal problem, you get some kind of relief. Discussing some cricket and football and this and that, etc. It is nothing but distraction. Mind doesn't want to think about one's own personal problems. For some time there is some relief somewhere, it goes there. And that is why all the movies, you see, there is so much of rush there. Why do people go for movies? When you go for movie, film theatre, etc., and when you see that film, what happens? You automatically gets absorbed, and when you get absorbed in the movie, you become identified with the characters. And normally the hero of the movie, he is very handsome, very influential, very powerful. He can do anything in this world, a Superman. And what are you? So when you are identifying with a Superman, you think you are Superman and you feel nice. Whatever that person has wished, he is fulfilling it in the film theatre and you feel very nice. See, now you are forgetting your personal problem. You are identifying with the great abilities and qualities and virtues of that person. So what happens? For the time being, you are relieved of your personal problems. So that 2.5, 3 hours, there is peace of mind. So what have you done? You have distracted the attention of the mind from yourself to something which is at least less sorrow giving. This is why people love to chat in groups. This chatting actually takes the attention from the real problem and focuses it somewhere else. This is distraction. That is why we love to talk. Right? The third one, we love to talk in order to boost our ego. You always find people who are talking, there will be two things. One thing is, I am great. The second thing is, others are fools. This will be the content. Whenever two people come, they talk about the third person's evil things. There are two ways in which the ego finds satisfaction. Remember, now that I am identified with my own ego, whenever the ego is boosted, I feel happy, isn't it? Because when I feel I am better than what I think, I feel nice. That is why an egoistic person, you can handle him very easily. The best thing is you just praise him. Keep on praising him. Whatever little good things he does, you just keep telling him that it is really great. And then he will become a slave of you for the rest of his life. Very easy. An egoistic person, you can just handle him. His key is in your pocket. Just praise him and that's it. If you want to make him miserable, very easy. Criticize him. Finished. He is finished. Months together he will crib on that. An egoistic person is a perfect slave of the world. Now, why we are discussing all this is so that we can detect our own weaknesses. Now, what happens when ego is dominant in us? The tendency will be to talk great about ourselves. You will find this especially in old people. Whenever you go and meet an old person, you will find that this old person will not talk about the future. He will not talk about the present. He will talk about the past. And some wonderful incidences of the past where he was awarded and rewarded. These things you will have to keep listening to again and again. Maybe your father or grandfather or whatever. Now, why is it this old man doesn't want to go to the future? The future is uncertain. This old man is worried about the uncertain future, which is death. He doesn't know what is going to happen after death, so he doesn't want to venture into that field. Future he will not discuss. Present will he discuss? No. Because in the present he is retired already. So no possession, no position. No one listens to his words. Physically he is weak. He can't hear properly. He can't see properly. He can't eat properly. No tooth, no digestion. Body has become infirm. He doesn't like that state. Therefore, he doesn't want to live in the present also. Then what is the only choice? Future not possible. Present not possible. The only possibility is going to the past. And not all the past. There are situations where he is humiliated, insulted. He will not discuss all that with you. He will discuss only those where he struggled and came up in life. Where he was meddled. All those things he will keep on repeating. Like a broken gramophone record, it will go on and on and on. And he forgets who is sitting in front. He would have told it 100 times, but he forgets that it has already been told. Many times it is the wife from the kitchen who comes, "Arey Baba, how many times will you tell the same story to the same person?" See, these are all psychology. Why is it that this old man wants to go again and again to the past and dig out the things which are buried? It is because he gets great relief from it. That is the only place where he finds some kind of peace. Where his ego is really boosted. You understand? So this is one reason why people talk too much. They want to show to the world that I am not what you see. I am something greater than what you see. So this is one. The second thing is, if you have not achieved anything, the best way is pull everyone down so that ultimately you become high. This is the reason why people take lot of interest in gossip. What is gossip? Person A, person B talking about person C and his faults, his weaknesses. And ultimately proving that in this whole world there are only two good people, person A and person B. But when person B is gone, person A feels this person B is also useless, I am the only one good. And now there is a relief. There is a great relief. Right? These are all the ways in which the ego is cheating you. Remember, the moment you are finding fault with others, really the fault is not with them, the fault is with you. Your own wicked mind is cheating you. Now, as far as a seeker is concerned, he knows in and out of the tricks played by the mind. The moment he finds fault with others, when he finds that his mind is finding fault with others, immediately he shows the gun. Where? Not outside, but towards his own mind. He turns to the Lord. Says, Bhagavan, if at all there is any wicked person, I am the one in this world. He considers himself as the greatest sinner because Bhagavan, you are showing this weakness and even then I am repeating this weakness. Others, okay, they don't know, therefore they are committing mistake. I know it and even then I am committing. So therefore Bhagavan, if at all there is a greatest sinner in this world, I am the one. This is the true sign of a spiritual seeker. He never finds faults with others. Another peculiarity of this ego is you try to justify everything. Even though you are wrong, you want to prove that you are right. This is the characteristic of egoistic person. He will never accept blame. Whereas a true spiritual seeker, if he finds that he has gone wrong, he has no shame in admitting that he is wrong. Sir, I am wrong. In the future, I will try my best. I will not repeat the mistake. He is able to see that. Whereas an egoistic person is not able to see that. His only goal of life is how to justify all my actions. When this egoistic person enters into a discussion, yesterday we were discussing it, that discussion becomes an argument. So this person never learns anything. He only wants to talk. What is an argument? He is interested in talking. So even when the other person is giving some useful knowledge, he is not interested in listening. He is framing arguments. So therefore, he never learns anything. What I am trying to say is, the moment you feel like talking too much, understand you are going wrong somewhere. Natu vritha vakyam samucharitam. Don't utter unnecessary words. We don't say be a mauni, totally silent. No. Even when you want to speak, find out what is that which is forcing you to speak. If because of your speech someone is benefited, nothing wrong. But even there you have to see whether the goal is in showing off my knowledge or really helping others. So a spiritual seeker has to be very careful. So what happens when you don't speak unnecessarily? There are lots and lots of benefits. Number one, you can prevent a lot of dangers. Many problems come because you speak. Many problems can be avoided if you can just remain silent. They say these are the two most important things we must practice. One is a smile, the other is silence. A smile and a silence can prevent very many problems of life. Number two, you will not lose your energy unnecessarily. Talking is a total waste of energy. Speak. So in Bhagavad Gita, when Bhagavan uses the term mauni, Bhagavan Shankarāchārya comments it as samyata vak, the one who is moderate in speech. Mauni is defined there, not as a person who doesn't speak at all. There are Bhagavan has given this ability to speak. If you are not using it, Bhagavan will take it away and make you an animal. Because once an ability is given to you, it is for using it. Isn't it? Use it, but use it wisely. Use it intelligently. Natu vritha vakyam samucharyatam. Next one. Audasinyam abhipsyatam. Abhipsyatam. Desire. What should you desire? Audasinyam. Audasinyam means udasina bhavam. What is udasina? In Hindi, udas means what? Sad. Be sad. No. Udasina bhava means be indifferent. Be indifferent means what? You can be indifferent only when you have the highest knowledge. Otherwise, you will poke your nose in every field where your presence is not needed. There are only two situations in life. Situations which you can change and situations which you cannot change. Those situations which you can change, change. Those situations which you cannot change, accept. This is called being indifferent. With this understanding that the whole world is taken care by an omniscient Lord, then only you can be indifferent. Everything is perfect in this world. Everything is perfect. Whether good or bad. We have discussed this point earlier also. So when such an infinite God is taking care of this world, what is our job? Be indifferent. Why should you break your head? Right? When you are traveling in the train, do you carry your luggage on your head? Why? Because the train is carrying it. Keep it down. No, it is my luggage. If I don't carry, who will carry? Fine, you can carry. Unnecessarily, you will strain yourself. That's all. Isn't it? In the same way, everything in this world is happening according to karma and karma phala. There's a law of karma which is in action. There is a Lord who is taking care of everything. Bhayat asyagnis tapati, bhayat tapati suryaha, bhayat indrascha vayuscha, mrityur bhavati panchamaha. Out of his fear, the sun is shining. Out of his fear, the fire is. Out of his fear, the air is blowing, the water is flowing. So we say even a dust particle cannot move here or there. Even a leaf cannot move here or there without his command. When such a Lord is there to take care of this world, why should we fear? So a true seeker is the one who is totally indifferent, unconcerned. Well, as far as a jnani is concerned, he is unconcerned because he knows the whole world is an illusion. What is true? Only the Supreme Self is true. The rest, everything is a illusion. As far as a jnani. For a bhakta, how does he remain unconcerned? The whole world is in the lap of God. So then, where is a need to fear, worry, be anxious, etc.? This way, he remains unconcerned. Udasi. People are fighting. All this newspaper, everything is junk. Total junk. To the extent your understanding about the world is low, to that extent you will have a lot of quarrels, complaints, etc. The higher you go, your complaining nature will come down. You accept everything cheerfully. So find out yourself how much complaints you have. That much your thinking is lower. Yesterday or day before I was seeing this newspaper. So in that one article, I think in Whitefield or somewhere, some old people have gathered with placards and all that. What is their complaint? See, we have become old. So much of traffic. Ambulance is not going too fast. Is not able to go fast. So what will we do? Anything can happen to us any time. So government should take some measure. So some old people take. Now see, little things you create a problem. Roads are not good, politicians are not good, they are eating lot of money, they are corrupt. And you read all this and your head become corrupt. Whatever little peace of mind you had, that also gone. Early morning meditation on what? Junk you read, junk in, junk out. The thinking is at such a narrow level, low level. There is not even one term called God in the entire newspaper. All nonsense is written. You read that nonsense. You have faith in that nonsense than the scriptural teachings. You spend more time with newspaper than the scriptures. So what will happen to you? Each one of us, we also become a garbage truck. A little traffic jam here or there, you should see how the people's faces become red. How they get disturbed. Right? Mind is filled with garbage. All because our thinking is narrow and selfish and low. Moment to moment, this impure mind is, crucifying us. But we are not aware. Whereas this Mahatma, Audasinyam, everything is perfect, O God, I have no complaint, I am at peace. To the extent your thinking goes higher and higher, you will experience peace. All these problems becomes insignificant for you. Like for example, the auto driver will really strain to drive, isn't it? Potholes, etc. But a flight, see how it goes. That plane doesn't even know that there are potholes and humps and bumps and all that. See the way it goes. Why? It is very high. Isn't it? The lower you are, the more problems appears to you. A negative mind will see only problems everywhere, crisis everywhere. A wise mind sees only situations everywhere. That's a very nice story, Aesop's fable. So there was this eagle majestically sitting on the branch of a tree. So one rabbit comes, looks at this eagle, and then asks, Eagle, can I also sit like you without doing anything? Eagle said, why not? And this rabbit, he sat there under the tree. And the next moment, one fox comes, finished. And the message, if you want to really stay doing nothing, you must be very, very high. Right? It's a fact. The peace, happiness, everything is your nature. What is it that you have to do? There is nothing to be done. Except purifying the mind, except the knowing the self. Audasinyam abhipsyatam. And then, Janakripa naishturyam utsrajyatam. Give up. What? Janakripa naishturyam. People's behavior towards you will be of different nature. Some may show kripa, love, compassion, etc. They are ready to serve you. That is one kind of devotees. Others, naishturyam, very cruel. So what should be your attitude? Don't be very, very attached to those who love you. And don't hate those who hate you. Be equal. Be equal to one and all. How is a jnani able to have this vision? He is able to have this vision because he is not seeing the outer personality, he is seeing the essence in each and every one of us. He has known that his essence is pure consciousness. The very same Lord is seated in his heart. The body, etc. will perish, but the real essence is consciousness. So, he has understood his essence. So, naturally, when he sees others, what will he see? He will also see the same essence. Isn't it? He is not bothered about the container, the packing. He is bothered about the content. So, each and every one, whether we know it or not, we are the sparks of divinity. We are consciousness itself. So, he sees that oneness. We are all one consciousness. Bodies may be different, minds may be different, but in essence, we are all one. So he doesn't value these externalities. The one who is a sinner today, tomorrow he will become a saint. We are all in the process of evolution. Some are low evolved, some are highly evolved. In this society you will find all kinds of people. But everyone, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, are moving towards that ultimate truth. So therefore, he doesn't have any kind of special attachment for those who love him, or any kind of hatred for those who hates him. For him, it is one and the same. Everyone is one and the same. Janakrupa naishturyam utsrujyatam. Then next one, ekante sukhamasyatam. Bas. He sits. How does he sit? Sukham. Absolutely at peace. Full of joy. Even though he is ekanta, alone. Now this is the test for you. How much can you be peaceful and at ease when you are all alone? All alone means what? Not even your mobile, etc. So somebody has said, modern upavas means not giving up food, but giving up mobile, your bike, your internet, your newspaper, TV, etc. That is modern upavas. So now, to what extent you are at peace with yourself? What extent you love your own company? This is a measure of your spirituality. Without taking recourse to anything of the world. All alone, how long can you sit? This you can test. Maybe on one of the, weekdays. Holidays. One of the holidays. Just tell everyone, see, don't disturb me. I'll be in my room. Only for food I will come out. Okay? Just sit in a chair. And just see how much you enjoy your own company. It's very difficult unless your mind has been kept pure. Because when you are alone, actually you are not alone, you are with your mind. And will you enjoy the company of your mind? It depends on what kind of mind you have. If the mind is indulgent, sensuous, untrained, indisciplined, extrovert, it will pull you out. You can't even sit for 5 minutes. But if the mind is filled with virtues of goodness, of devotion, dispassion, then you will enjoy the company of that mind. In fact, you dictate terms to that mind. That mind will be like an obedient child. It just follows whatever you say. And the best thing you can do is take the mind to God. Then you never know how the time passes. But suppose mind is dictating terms to you, then the mind will say, come out, enough of sitting here. Right? You can't enjoy your company. But this sannyasi, he is the one who has spent a lot of time. He has invested a lot of time and energy in purifying the mind, in culturing the mind. Therefore, for him, sitting alone is not at all a problem. Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihinaha yasya brahmani ramate chittam nandati nandati nandatyeva. Nandati, nandati, nandati. This is his experience. Nandati enjoys. His experience is that of constant, uninterrupted, continuous, steady bliss. Yogaratova, bhogaratova. He may be in yoga, he may be in bhoga. Sangaratova, he may be amidst people. Sangavihinaha, he may be all alone. But the one whose mind is reveling in that higher state, his alone is the joys of life. He alone knows what truly happiness is. Ekante sukhamasyata. Right? So this is a very beautiful test for you. All alone, how much? How long? can you remain cheerfully? Right? See, these are all the blessings of the Lord, The one who has taken refuge in God, just imagine what kind of life he lives. He is also like any of us, a human being. But where is his level and where is our level? This is the difference. In life you have a choice. Either choose the world or choose God. The one who has chosen the world, miserable all the time. The one who has chosen the creator of the world, at peace all the time, even amidst greatest tragedies. Yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. One who has experienced this, even when the greatest tragedies come, he is not shaken. These are all the benefits of spirituality. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.